What does he want? Well, on a very, very, very large scale, and I said this the other day, and I'm gonna say it again, Ash was in high demand. If you owned a MLM business, you want Ash to come because he comes with thousands of people because of his ability. Now, I asked him, what do you do when you get there? He goes, well, if I find a business that I think is good, but you don't know because you're not running the business, I look at the pay structure, I engineer it reverse, then I maximize it as fast as I can. And by the way, nobody does it faster. In fact, there were times that Ash would get into a business and made more than the person that developed the business. Now, when you own a business and you didn't do it from heart, they don't take to that very well. But that did happen. During this process, he went through the same thing myself, Mike, and Dan went through, but a much bigger scale. It's really hard to bring anybody with you. Now, Ash had the resources, so he would build different tools to give to people. Now, there's all of you, if you've been around for a few years, you've heard of Ash Max and all that. And people made a big deal about, oh, that company. Listen to me. He built that.
That's some good news.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right with you. Dawn's crying happy. Okay. So I don't know what that means. If she tells me she's pregnant at 62, I'm going to flip the freak out. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't think that was funny. But anyway, so anyway, he built these systems for whatever company he was in to give to people to help them go, help them, because could they duplicate what he did? No. Anybody that's successful, 1 or 2% that know how to do it, it's very difficult to duplicate because if it was easy, let's use our head, math, numbers don't lie, it wouldn't be 98% of the people fail. Think about it. All the tapes they sell and all the classes and all that, still 98%. So it doesn't work. So what did he do? He left that industry. I think it was a 6-month period where he didn't do much. And he said, I think he talked to his wife, and the only way I'm going to be able to be or do something that I want, I'm going to have to build it myself. Thank God he made that decision. But I think he was pushed by a higher power, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, but he was the guy that could do it. So he comes up with what we're in today. Now, when we first got in, it was more of a marketing thing. A few hundred people would do well. And then I believe he thought 5, 6 years down the road, I'll build it up to the dream of where we are now. Well, because God has a sense of humor, he pushed that quickly within a year to, I'm going to go there now. So what did he decide? We're going to build everything in-house. We're going to do AI, everything. Now that's a different animal. What happened then? Everybody that's on the journey, some of them weren't plugged in, didn't realize we have changed. The worm is becoming a butterfly, if you know what I mean. Most people didn't pay attention. I don't know what's going on. How come we're not launching? When are we launching? What are we launching? And that leads to the OTech pros to come in and explain to them how long it would take to do something like this. Even though they didn't know all the details, they understood IT. So that all happens. But what Ash wanted to do, this is a story he told me, because I asked him, what do you do if you do have time off? Well, today we had 4 hours, and I took the kids, and I believe his wife, and they would go pick up food at Costco, fill up their SUV, and then go and deliver it to people that were on the street. And his kids would run up, and they started to know people, and that made him feel good. And then he thought, what impact can I have as an individual is only so much. It's only so much hours, it's only so much days, and he's busy. So he thought, how about if I make this company where I get thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Mother Teresa type, because they're out there, and bring them in, and the ones that'll come will come with heart. The ones that look at it only from their eyes and logically, they won't come now. And they didn't. Now they are coming. Trust me. And 90% of people told you no, they're coming too. So my opinion, within 2-3 months, we'll have at least 4 or 5 million more people just organically, just by what we've already done. So that happened. So now he's building, and I have this on a video. I put the 2 videos there, but I did like 5. If you go look at the one about what a marketer actually, now I don't mean a marketer because everybody calls himself a marketer, a master distributor, okay, somebody that really successful, all of the different tools they need to get the job done. It's massive. It's massive. So we go through this, he goes through all the, so I looked at all the stuff, I looked it up, researched it, and I'm looking how much. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember you have to get an app for this, an app. They deliberately, you go over a bridge, you get to the other side and realize, I can't get the other side, I need a bridge. So you go find an app that works to get you to the other side. I said, wait a minute, I'm going to build all of that and give it to the people that trust me and follow me. And I'm telling you, most of us, and I'm not putting people down, we don't know what we have our hands on. He gave us a golden toolbox that you can reach in from traffic to the highest quality AI products in the world, way above market value, and make a commission. Now, I took that and I wanted to compare to people, what do you pay a month in mortgage? And then I said, because I want people to relate. Numbers mean nothing to people. It just seems like something they'll never have. But you can look, what does it cost? $1,500 a month for mortgage. How many sales would you need to get that? How do you get the sales? Reach into a toolbox, you got AI traffic. I want X amount of traffic to come. I was working on something else today, but it got so complicated, I forgot what planet I was on. But anyway, and you got to make it simple. It was too complicated. But the point is, if you start with nothing, as time goes, the lowest you'll ever make is the month you started. And it'll grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. But what Ash wanted to do is give this opportunity. What he said last night, I'm just going to tell you a short fuse, was everybody can dream again, and I mean dream big. We're about to explode this thing. I'm like, I know, but what happened was Ash has finally set himself with people that get it. And a lot of people work out. Chris works out and your muscles are sore when you work out. Ash's brain is sore at the end of the day. And by the way, he loves that. But it's a good feeling when he says, I bring up something and they say, yeah, we can do that, and this and this and this and this. And they've done stuff that would take 300 people. 2 guys did it in 1% of the time. It was like amazing. That's what we're part of. But what he wanted really was to give the opportunity and spread the wealth, not create it, shove it over into a new area. And then I did a video on if 1 million people had $1,000 to put back in collectively, what impact we could make in the world. When it gets to the point that everyone, this is a hypothetical because we don't know, is making $10,000 that they can put in. They've paid off all their bills. This is extra. And people say 10,000 extra. If you don't think that big, there's something wrong with you, because every number I've ever did, I mean this, is very, very conservative. Because I didn't want to go crazy. Now, this isn't magic. A sale has to be made for you to make commission. It doesn't happen from the sky. What I'm telling you though is, I don't care if you start off very small. Take a penny a day and double it for 30 days. That's OnPassive. You can do it. You make a little money. You put more back into sales, more traffic, make a little money, more back in, more back in, more back in. And I've said this from the very beginning to everybody I know here. Slam this thing for 6 months and your kids will never work a day again. I don't think that's a great thing. They're going to be working. Mine are going to be working. They're going to be working for me. But you got to do something, right? But no, I think his goal was, and it was outrageous. Visionaries are outrageous, okay? They think of the impossible and they make it happen. If you go look in history, every time they did something, people around them said, what are you, freaking crazy? You can't do that. But the way they said things, their mindset was, I can't. I just got to figure out how. Where other people go, that's impossible. Well, they already lost. Once you say that's impossible, you lost. They said to Edison, you failed 1,000 times. No, I didn't. I just found out 1,000 ways that it won't work. And he just kept going and going and going. No, it's just reality. That's what makes the difference between a visionary and somebody who's not. And there's not a lot of them. The only difference is because he brought people in through here and not here. He dealt with people that only worked with this. And that's money and games and all that. He said, if I get good-hearted people, hand them this golden toolbox, we will change the world. And when I got to the point where 1 million people have 10,000 extra money a month, it's more than some countries make in their GDP. Poverty is over. At that point, over. If we direct it right. People living on the street could be over. No joke. We take 10,000. 10,000 is nothing. What we could do. Not the only thing I want to keep telling people, it may take you time, but you would never have it if you weren't here. You wouldn't have it. I looked up something. How many people live their dream? 8% worldwide. That sucks. How many people can live their dream in OnPassive? 100%. Different amount of time, but 100%. But what he wanted is everybody to have the opportunity and build a company to give dreams to others. By the way, this big payment and how much you can make, he's not even in the equation. He doesn't own a position. Will he make money as much as he tries not to? He could be the richest man on the planet, whether he likes it or not. But I guarantee he'll be giving away as much as most people ever even thought about making. That's who he is. Why, how do I know? He built a golden toolbox for us that you would never get. If we combined our money, we wouldn't be able to get one box. And he's giving it to all of us, the opportunity. So that's all I got.